Hi everybody, welcome to Paranormal Travels tonight. I'm your host Noreen, and in the studio with me is my co-host Tim Wood.
Hello everyone.
Hi Tim, thanks for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me, Noreen.
Hey, well tonight, as you well know, it's our Paranormal Travels, and tonight is starting of a series that we have. It's our haunted location, our haunted places series. And tonight we're going to present Bobby Mackey's and the Sallie House. And also Tim has some awesome EVPs and video to show during our topic, as well as the historical and the hauntings that go on these properties.
Yeah, really what we're going to be doing, this is a series, you guys. This is the first installment of the series. And all the locations that we're going to be covering are locations that we've actually investigated in the past. It'd be real unfair of us to go ahead and put up locations or something that we read off the internet that claim to be haunted and stuff. Now, as we all know, there are many locations out there that claim to have paranormal activity, but when it comes down to it, they're not haunted. They're just trying to make a buck. So what we're going to be doing is, this is the first installment of the series, and we're going to be covering, tonight is what I call demon-infested locations.
Yeah.
So we're covering the dark side of the top paranormal locations in the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you want to start first? It'll be Bobby Mackey's?
Yeah, we're going to start off first with Bobby Mackey's, and this is going to be kind of a different show because we're going to present to you some of our findings that we've captured over the years from these locations. So hopefully you guys will have a fun time with this.
And then I'll talk a little bit about the history of the locations, and then Tim will go into the hauntings, since Tim is the paranormal investigator, and he's investigated these locations. Mm-hmm. All right, so tonight our first location is Bobby Mackey's,
AKA.
Did you want to do
Hell's Gate. What?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you were doing a shout out.
No, shout out to
to Hell's Gate.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bobby Mackey's music world is full of good times, dancing, and laughter, but that cheerful setting has a more sinister setting. In 1850, there was a slaughterhouse and meatpacking building that was erected, and what they had done was in the lower part of the basement, they had dug out a well. So all those animals that were slaughtered, where all the guts and the blood and the waste would go into this well. And
it would flow out to the Licking River. And the Licking River, just to let everybody know, is one of the only, it's one of the very few rivers that flow actually to the east. And a lot of people consider that right off the bat to be something to do with the devil.
Oh, is that right?
It's a superstition. So, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so that was in 1850. So then in 1890, the slaughterhouse closed, and researchers speculate that during this closing period, that groups would go in there and they would do
perform satanic rituals because
yeah,
of the Licking River.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in that area there, and around that well in there,
yeah,
satanic rituals was occurring over there. And then in 1896, there was a murder of Pearl Bryan. Now, Pearl, she got pregnant by her boyfriend, Scott Jackson. And he was a dental student. He was going to dental surgery in Ohio. And so he said, come on, Pearl, come over and meet up with me in Ohio. I'm going to set up for an abortion for you. And so Scott Jackson and his roommate, Alonzo Walling, decided to perform the abortion themselves. Well, it went horrible. It was horrible. Everything went wrong, and she died.
There's a lot of people said that those two were actually dabbling in the occult at the time too.
It's possible that they were dabbling into the occult. Yes, it was. That's true. Yeah. Thank you. And so in order to cover this up, they thought they could surgically removed her head from her body.
Decapitated her.
Well, they surgically removed it.
Decapitated.
Surgically removed it.
Okay.
That's a more medical.
And
So they they took her body to an empty field, which was about approximately less than 2 miles from the slaughterhouse, and they left her body there. Well, her head was never found. They never found her head, and what had happened was they're saying that they had left her shoes on, and because they left her shoes on, they were caught for the murder somehow. Whatever they did in the 1800s, it's whatever they did. But anyway, so they were tried for the murder, the both of them, and as they were waiting to be hung, they put like a curse on that property, and they said they will haunt that area forever. Let's see. Oh, I went too fast. Okay, so in the 20th century, the slaughterhouse was demolished, and it sat empty for...
No, it's still, there's parts of it that's still there. If you actually go into the building, there's actually...
Bobby Mackey's?
Yeah, into the basement. There's
the well is still there.
The well is still there, but around the well are remnants of the old slaughterhouse. All of the original slaughterhouse is not there, but around the well itself, the building still has the remnants of the slaughterhouse.
But the majority of the building has been demolished.
Yes.
Except for that. Why did they demolish that area?
Probably because they wanted to build into the club, which you're going to go into.
Yeah. So a building was erected. It was a casino, a nightclub, and a speakeasy during Prohibition. Then in 1933, Prohibition ended, and Buck Brady bought the building, and he started this nightclub. Well, the mobsters were very interested because it was very successful, and they wanted Buck Brady to sell to sell the nightclub. Well, Buck refused to sell. Well, the mobsters just started so much violence, and it escalated, and they were threatening their customers out in the parking lot. So one night, Buck got a gun, and he attempted to shoot one of the mobsters. Well, needless to say, Buck Brady was arrested for attempted murder, and so that ended Buck Brady in the casino. He left the casino in 1946. In 1978, fatal shootings and...
you need to tell the story of Johanna.
Oh, I'm sorry. My notes ended there. Okay, so in 1950, this other building was erected. It was called Latin Quarter. And Johanna, who was the daughter of the owner, and she was also a dance hall girl. Well, she fell in love with a singer, and his name was Robert Randall. Well, the funny thing about it is Bobby Mackey's real name is Robert Randall Mackey. Yeah. Which is really bizarre. So she fell in love with him, and she got pregnant. Well, the father didn't want her to have anything to do with Robert Randall, and so he had him murdered. So what she did was she killed her father. She poisoned him, and then she also poisoned herself. Well, that same year... then in 1978 is when all the violence occurred in that building, and I guess they were forced to close the establishment.
Well, one interesting thing is the suicide note.
Yeah, see, I didn't know anything about the suicide note.
Supposedly, it's kind of a legend, but Johanna wrote how she killed herself. She took cyanide, and she was up in the rafters right before she took. There's a rafters up above the main stage. And there's a little crawl space area back there, and it leads into this little den. And it was there where she supposedly wrote her final suicide note. And the legend goes is that she wrote the suicide note, she took cyanide, and I don't know how this is possible, because usually I think when people take cyanide, they die pretty quickly. But supposedly she took the cyanide after writing the suicide note, and she wound up all the way down to where the well is. I don't know how that's possible, because you literally, if anybody who has been to Bobby Mackey's, yeah, you literally have to walk. I mean, it's probably like takes you 2 minutes if you're walking at a brisk pace to get to from the top part to the lower part. But there is a stairwell that is closed up.
Is that stairwell that leads to nowhere?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So that, I was thinking, well, maybe during, the process from the 50s to now, maybe there was an access panel there.
And
so
they
she
closed
could have
it
maybe took the cyanide. And
so
that's right where the stage area is. If you're standing, it's directly below.
Do you know what that letter said?
I
Basically?
do. I have it. I can try to read it. I have it up here. It's pretty hard to read. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Okay, it says, thank God I have my glasses on tonight. It says, this is the suicide note that Johanna wrote. It says, supposedly, legend has it, but she says, my love is deep as the sea that flows forever. You ask me when it will end. I can't make out the other word. You're never, my love is as bright as the sun that shines forever. You ask me when it will end. I tell you, and then I think it would probably say never. The world may disappear like 2 castles of sand, but I will be waiting here. And then it says, with my heart in my hand, my love, I love you so much. You ask me when it will die. My heart cries out for you. I tell you never. My love is... And then it starts getting kind of weird. I can't really read. I tell you never. So
who was she writing the suicide letter to?
Robert Randall.
Oh, that's right, because he was still alive. That's right. She killed herself and her father. That's right.
Yeah. So supposedly her father disapproved of their relationship.
Yeah.
So, but she was writing it to Robert Randall.
Wait a minute. The father had Robert Randall killed.
Yeah, that's why she killed herself. She was writing the letter to Robert
But
Randall.
he was already dead.
Well, she's writing the letter because her love is dead.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like Romeo and Juliet. Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay, so in 1978, Bobby Mackey bought that building. He turned it into the tavern that it is today. And he is a skeptic, but from day one, paranormal phenomena has been occurring in that building.
And his wife mostly experienced the brunt of it to start off with. Her and Carl Lawson. Carl Lawson, he actually was the initial kind of caretaker of the place.
Yeah.
And when the Mackeys bought the property, they hired him to do all the work on the property with renovating it. And he actually lived in the building.
Mm-hmm.
And over time, he eventually became possessed by what he claimed to be other people claimed to be multiple demonic possessions. And I believe it was about 2 years ago he passed away.
Yeah.
But there's a real interesting video on YouTube of him actually receiving the exorcism.
Who was doing the exorcism? Was it Bob Larson or?
I don't know. I would have to research that.
I think it might have been Bob Larson.
Yeah, it was somebody. But,
well, that building
is very interesting.
Oh, it is, because I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Clergy and psychics, they've all tried to help, but the dark forces seem to linger. They just don't go away.
Yeah, there's something really dark and malevolent in the building, and a lot of it seems to be residing in the basement area. For me, at least. And the first time I went there was back in 2008, and we actually had an exorcist there, we had a couple people witness chairs that moved across the room on their own, and that was upstairs in the bar area.
So do you think that's all because of the satanic rituals that were going on in that building? in the basement?
No, I just think a lot of it has to do with all the, you know,
All the
river.
killings.
The river. I mean, you have also too. A lot of people don't know this, but the Beverly Hills Supper Club is just up from the street from there, and I believe it was in the '80s. I want to say, I don't know the exact year of the fire, but there was I think it was the fourth largest nightclub fire that killed. I don't know. I think it was like, I don't know how many people, but it was one of the largest nightclub fires in U.S. history that occurred there, and that's just right up the street. And you know, there just seems to be a lot of tragedy associated with that area that seems to leave scars of.
A lot of deaths were on that property.
Yeah, activity. And there's, you know, a lot of people know this, but there's an actual old jail cell down
in the basement.
In the basement, yeah, an actual holding cell.
Really? Well, where would that have come from? It was a casino. It was a nightclub.
They said it might have come from the original prospecting, you know, the frontier days.
But
that building has had so many things built on it over the years, and so many weird things happen there that, you know, it's definitely got some paranormal scars going on. So one of the interesting stories that I have is we were shooting a film there, and the last day of shooting, we were all upstairs at the bar area, and we were all having drinks and stuff, kind of hanging out, and you know, later that night we were going to do an investigation, and I was just pulling out my equipment to do stuff later that night, and I was talking to one of my friends who was there, and I felt someone staring at me.
Really?
Yeah, I felt someone staring at me, and then it just immediately drew my attention, like whoever was staring at me. So I turned around, and I saw this beautiful girl in a white dress standing at the bar. And she, like, I don't know, for whatever reason, my eyes, like, locked on to her. And, you know, it's kind of like one of those, when you watch a movie, like, you know, where you see two people, like, staring at each other, and lose track of time. Yeah. So I was looking at her, and there's something weird about her. Like, she just didn't seem real. So I was looking at her, and I don't know how long I was looking at her. And then finally someone touched me, and so, you know, they were talking to me, and after that, you know, they tucked my shoulder, and I turned around, and I looked back to see the girl was there. She was really beautiful. And so then when I turned around, she wasn't there.
You know, I couldn't
find...
And
I went to that, the story goes on a little bit, because later on I asked the bartender if there were, actually the bouncer at the bar, if there was any ladies wearing white dresses there, because I wanted to find out who it was. Mm-hmm. And he said no. So then about 5 minutes after that, he came back to me and showed me an old picture that he believed Johanna was in.
Really?
And it was in that picture, there was like 10 to 20 women in there. And immediately I saw the girl that I saw in that picture. I pointed her out, and he said, "That's who we believe Johanna is."
Really?
Yeah.
So did you try and connect with her that night?
No.
Oh.
No. But I would have, yeah, she was really cute. Yeah, you know, it was like one of those, you know, things. So, but yeah, you know, that place just has a lot of weird energy associated with it.
Well, I know it's been on a lot of TV shows and stuff.
Yeah, and the last time we were there, we captured some really, really fascinating evidence. And I'm not one to really believe in the whole flashlight technique or anything like that. But what we did is we captured a really piece of fascinating evidence to go along with the EVP. Which was an EVP. So we're going to go ahead and play that right now, you guys. So if you guys have any questions in chat, just let us know, and we'll see what happens here. So give me 1 second here. I'm just going to cue up the video. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear it okay.
That would be fantastic. Thank you. Thank you.
We were talking to somebody before. I'll let Tim ask the question. but
Can you turn it back on? I just want to see if you can do it. If you can do it, that would be fantastic. Thank you. Thank you.
we were talking to somebody before.
Okay, guys. So sorry I didn't give you guys an introduction to that video, but basically we were downstairs in the basement. And downstairs in the basement, they have several dressing rooms, like fitting rooms, where the stage girls used to get dressed up for to do their shows. So we were down there, and the lady Wanda Kay, who now is like the main paranormal person there, I was talking to her, and she's like, well, maybe you saw this girl Jessie too, because I had another experience there. So I was trying to communicate with maybe this entity named Jessie down there, and I was asking her. I later asked, if I felt for some reason she was being threatened. So that's kind of like what we're doing down there. We'll play it again, but basically we had a flashlight down on one of the stairs in the basement next to the fitting room, and we were asking questions because a lot of people have reported seeing and hearing things down there. So the next clip is of us doing the same thing, and if you listen to the very end, you're going to hear an EVP that will come in and say the entity's name that she believes is harming her. So we'll go to play that. Give me 1 second here, you guys.
I'll do my best to protect you. 1, 2, 3. Say it into that recorder, Jesse. Thank you. Do you want to hear your voice if you do?
Okay, you guys. Sorry, using some new equipment tonight. But anyways, were you guys able to hear the Cole EVP at the end? I can go ahead and play it again if you guys want. I think we'll play that one more time here for you guys. I think Carl passed away elsewhere. He didn't. Trisha from AK in chat was asking if did Carl pass away at the location or elsewhere. He passed away actually at another location. He didn't really work there after he had experienced all the stuff, and especially after the exorcism. He rarely came in, and I had spoken to him a couple of times, and you could just tell that he had been through hell and back. So, Casso asked, has anyone been able to contact Carl there? Is he an active spirit? And what's kind of, I felt really bad about this. The last time I went there, I didn't know that he had passed away. And so I actually, when I was in the well area, I thought it would be a good idea to play some of the exorcism tapes. And it was really interesting because I did get actual talking over the exorcism tapes, which sounded like Carl. Wow. And out of respect for him, I didn't play those tonight. But if you go onto our YouTube channel and watch the full investigation we did, it's up there. So, yeah. But it's a really weird location. I would not recommend people in chat to go out there and do your own investigation because both of the locations tonight are really dark.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, including myself, have dealt with some really strange and kind of weird type of things when we get home from these locations. So just putting it out there, you can investigate at your own risk, but I'm just letting everybody know I would not go out and do an investigation at these places if you unless you really have to, unless you're like super curious like me. So okay. So let's move on to the Sallie House.
Wow, already?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So the Sallie House, guys, to me is a very very interesting place. For those that don't know, one of the reasons why I'm picking it as one of the top haunted locations is basically I really believe it to be a hotbed of paranormal activity. And this is another place I would not, again, emphasizing anybody just to go out there and go into and spend the night in. A lot of people over the years have complained of receiving really bad attachments, possibly demonic attachments from this location. There's nothing good there. It's only dark and evil, malevolent, paranormal activity going on there. So with that being said, I'm going to let Maureen kind of just run down the history of the place.
Yeah,
there's not much on it, but basically the house, I can do it. The house? Okay.
I'll just tell you the little bit I have. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you know, the Sallie House is one of the most haunted houses in the country. It stands on 508 North 2nd Street in Atchison, Kansas. It's been on numerous TV shows and has drawn many paranormal investigative teams there. The home was originally constructed between 1867 and 1871 for the Finley family. The Finneys. Michael Finney purchased the home and lived there with his family until his death in 1872. There have been many residents and several documented deaths that occurred in the home throughout the home's history. There was Michael Finney in 1872. There was Richard Edward Finney in 1874, I believe was his son. Then there was William True, 1918, and then Agnes Finney True, 1939. Now, was that the sister or the daughter?
Agnes?
Yeah, she was either a sister or a daughter. Okay, and now the Sallie House got its name because of a 6-year-old little girl by the name of Sallie. I think this is all legend. And she had suffered from an acute appendicitis. And Dr. Finney practiced his medical practice in the house. And they had brought her.
It's all a fairy tale.
Yeah, it's all folklore.
To me, it's just all a fairy tale. There's
I didn't finish.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
I understand that there's absolutely no records of this.
Yeah.
So somebody
did some satanic stuff in the basement. Who it was, we don't know. Why they did it.
But let me finish about so the folklore goes. It's haunted by this little girl Sallie who was put on the.
I don't want to even talk about the folklore.
Okay, then that's all I have.
Well, because this is all a fairy tale.
Because
we're not trying to promote the fairy tale.
Yeah. It's just the legend that we have, and that's the only legend that's out there.
No, the legend the real fact behind the Sallie House is that somebody at one point did some satanic or occult activity in the basement.
But that's not the one that's advertised. So if you go to the website, the one I have is what they want everybody to know. But you're right.
Yeah.
That is not the real story.
Yeah, the real story is in the basement. There was a pentagram down there. Why it was put down there, we don't know.
Well,
assuming they were doing some occult type of activity down there.
Why? Yeah, because why else, Tim, would they put
that on there? They opened the door to something. Somebody opened the door to something dark, and the house now contains that dark and evil energy. energy.
So Tim, you went there for when was the first time you went there?
In '08.
In '08.
Yeah.
And when you went there, that pentagram was down in the basement, or it had already been.
Yeah.
Now, how did you discover it?
I was told that was a pentagram, and there was spray paint over it.
Oh, did the owner of the house know that?
Yeah, he spray painted over.
Oh, did he say when he discovered
No,
it?
it was one of the previous tenants that did it. Yeah. Imagine that. So yeah, there's just it's a really dark and impressive location. It reminds me a lot. The reason why I chose to do these, or Nori and I chose to do these two locations tonight, is because the locations and the type of activity and the way that you feel when you're inside of the locations is very similar. When you're at Bobby Mackey's and you're at the Sallie House, you feel like a mouse ready to get tramped on or pounced on by a cat. You just feel like something is about to attack you. It's a very unsettling feeling. It's a very dark. The darkness in the basement, for whatever reason, and in the basement at the Sallie House, it feels like the darkness is consuming you.
So,
and you feel it sometimes during the investigation that, or when you stay there, that you are being psychologically attacked.
Why isn't there any mention of that pentagram?
There is. It's all over the place.
It's on the internet?
Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't read it.
Yeah. It's just both of those places I consider to be Hell's Gate. I think they're two locations that I've been to that I consider Hell's Gate, because these, the well at Bobby Mackey's and the pentagram and the hole at the Sallie House, I think are both portals to hell.
Now, Bobby Mackey's, they've tried to bless it and clear it and all that, nothing happens. Have they tried that as well on the Sallie House?
Well, we had Jonathan go in there. And it's just weird. I mean, supposedly there's a legend that one of the previous tenants there, when they were living there, they tried to get a priest to go out there, and he died before he got out there. We've tried in the past to get people out there, and nobody really wants to go into the house. Yeah. Outside the property too, it's just kind of weird. The property, a lot of people go there and they try to snap photos of inside the house or at the windows. And the place like Bobby Mackey's and the Sallie House, it just feels like you're stepping into another dimension. Once you get onto the property, it's like this. The land is just all messed up. So, Trisha AK was asking. So it's just weird. It's a very unsettling place. And once again, every time I've gone to the Sallie House, whoever I brought there has always had issues coming home. We've all had issues.
Really?
Yeah, and we all, for me at least, for both locations, I always get drawn back there. It has a weird way of pulling you back.
I wonder if that happens to anybody else that
It does, especially at Bobby Mackey's.
Really?
Yeah, but not that many people go to the Sallie House, but people, who I talk to, like researchers like Michael Esposito, and some of the other people who have been there have said the exact same thing. They have a weird, after you go there once, you get a weird, it's almost like addiction. To go there, something there tries to pull you back.
Wow. But then when you go, then what happens when you get there?
Karen Fry asked, is it possible to cleanse these locations? Well, some demonologists like John Zaffis and other people have said that some locations you cannot cleanse.
Yeah.
That they become too dark. It's like a stain on your underwear.
Oh.
Sorry, my metaphor.
That's a good comparison.
It's like a stain or something, but it's like a stain that you can't get off. It's just like some of these locations are just stained with the evilness.
So do you think even if that house, say a tornado hit that house and demolished it, and they rebuilt, you think the same thing would happen again?
I think so. Yeah, because I think, once there's something bad there, it's going to always be there. Houses aren't, I always tell people, houses aren't haunted, it's the people that are haunted. And I think by going to these locations, as bad as it sounds, I think the people eventually become haunted.
Not the land?
Not the
that
land.
land out there.
And then when the people go back there, it kind of fuses up the land.
Well, that land is supposed to be really bad.
Yeah, it charges the land. Yeah. So it's kind of like sticking a battery into a remote or something, Yeah. But, someone asked, someone said that's terrifying about my metaphor. So, we're going to play some of the evidence that we captured at the Sallie House. The first one was actually captured. When was that captured? I was captured back in 2011. And we were doing a ghost box session. And every time we've asked who's there at the Sallie House, never got, a kid saying, hey, come play with me, or come pull my hair.
Really?
Or, whatever. I've always gotten something identifying itself as a demon, the devil, or Blazel. So we're going to play this clip right now. But some of these clips are on YouTube. You can check them out. I'm just going to play this. So don't try any of this if you ever go there. All right. Give me a second, guys. Having a little technical difficulty here. There we go. Okay. So we're gonna. Whenever we do anything with the Sallie House, it's always interesting.
What's that?
I don't know. It's just really strange. Whenever I do anything with the Sallie House, it's always,
You're smoking. I'm not even doing that. You getting that?
That's not. Yeah, I got it. It's not live right now, but I got it.
What? Can we go live?
Yeah.
Why is he steaming? Put some on my neck. See if I'm steaming. Am I steaming?
Just cut the experiment first.
He's steaming. Oh. Live?
Okay, live.
Can we check out that steam?
Just cut the experiment.
Dude. Dude, you're steaming. Put some more on? That's crazy. We did it to us, did it to me, and it wasn't steaming. Hold on.
Okay, alright.
Steaming. It's crazy.
Okay, Stevie.
Beelzebub, are you here with us tonight? Can you say hello? Can you say yes? The demon. The demon. I heard that. Thank you. So the demon is here tonight. What does the demon want? What does the demon want? Tell us what the demon wants. To reap? Do you have a message for our online viewers? Death? You want to cause death? Why do you keep saying your name? Is it because you're trying to make us fearful of you? My name? Yeah, something.
Wow.
Say that again. What about your name? What about your name? Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Alright. Let's do it. The girl. What about the girl? Is there a human spirit here? Of a girl? Does she hate roses? Does she hate roses? If you can say roses, I'll give this rose to you. Can you say roses? Say roses. Right now. Yeah, now. Be careful. What do you want me to be careful of?
Which room?
Here. No, scratch my arms. Scratch my arms. yeah, Beelzebub. If you're here, scratch my arms. They're right here. Invoke fear. Yeah, what happens when we die? Can you say Scott's name? Can you say Scott's name? Why is the spirit, I feel that you're hiding from us. You don't want to communicate to us. Are you going to hurt one of us down here? Is this box easier for you to talk to us onto? Or talk to us? Can you hear me? Hello?
It's on.
It's what? It's on what? It's on good now? Are there any human spirits in this house? Yes. Yes.
Where you from?
Is the hole another gateway to hell?
Gate. It's a gate.
It's a gate? It's a gateway to hell? Who communicated to us on the Ouija board last night? Legio! Oh, Legio! That was pretty good. How many demons are in this house? We can help you. Legio. Tim? What about me? No heaven? Are you in heaven? It's like taunting. Where do you want me to come? Minecraft boy says, "Are you male? Are you a male or female spirit? Girl? How many of you are there?" Their own doing? Who brought the demons here? Who invited them in this house? Who brought the demons in this house?
Demons.
Why are you here? Why are you here? Who touched my leg?
Can you up, bud? Yeah.
Show your presence. Come through this gateway and show us your presence.
Something tap me on the head, dude.
I'm telling you, it's getting
Something
it's
tap
weird
me
in
on
here.
the head.
It's getting weird in here.
Tap me on the head again.
Samantha Puffer from Twitter asks at Samantha the Puffer says, "Tell it to stop hiding who it truly is and show it's the real face." That's how I feel. Show it. You got it. Show me your real face. It just said you got it. Where are you? Make a form in here. Pick it up.
Yep.
Right through the gateway here. Show me something. That's what I thought. You're weak. You're weak. You're weak. Where are you? You're waiting for us to
Mediate.
what's that?
Mediate?
Let's turn this off right now. They started.
Tim, what? What'd you say, Tim? You're what? I'm what? Tell me what I am. Kill you? You're gonna kill me? My baby?
What?
Yeah? Well, fuck you. You can't even hurt me right now.
Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, well I hope you guys enjoyed those evidence clips. A lot of them are on our YouTube channel already, but we have so many clips on there. I think it's kind of hard for you guys to kind of sort through the evidence, but it's all up there. We have a ton of clips up there. So if you get some time, feel free to go up there and check it out. Someone asked, how many spirits do we think are there? I believe that there's only one there that takes the form of many things, or whatever you want it to be. It's a really dark and malevolent entity, and pretty much, especially at the Sallie House, it takes the form of whatever your darkest fears are at the time, and that's what it feeds off of. So it's been kind of interesting because I've noticed, and Patrick and Scott and Jonathan and John have all noticed that depending on how much energy we collectively have as a group, physical energy and mental energy we project out, usually the stronger the activity is, because that's what it feeds off of. So usually on the last or third night, things there aren't really as active, but usually the first night and second night where there things seem to really ramp up. So people were asking what kind of box was that one. That's an original Frank's box. That's Frank's box 72. So yeah, it's an original Frank Assumption box. And the reason why I don't use it anymore, or use it that much anymore, is because it's so big. Yeah, when I would bring it on the airport, people thought it would be. It was a
Why don't you bring it here?
It's like, well, I mean, I'm just saying, it's just like so, you know, and it takes a while to warm up the tuner in it. So tonight, what I'm going to be doing is after the show, Rory and I were talking. We're going to review some of the evidence from the ghost golf live. We're going to play some of the investigations, especially from the second night. And we're just going to kind of review it live. So if you guys want to hang out with us tonight, that's what we're going to do. I have to do that anyways. So what we're going to do is kind of run through that night tonight live, for a couple hours, and just kind of see what we get. I know you guys had experienced a lot of strange things watching the feed, and I thought it would be kind of fun reviewing that as online and seeing what we get. So in about 20 minutes, we're going to start another feed here on the livescifi channel.
And everybody, please subscribe. Please subscribe, and please give us a like for the video tonight. And also, on our next series under Paranormal Travels, our next series under Haunted Locations, Tim and I will be doing haunted hotels. And this again are two hotels that Tim has investigated, and he has evidence to show to the viewers. And it'll be on the Queen Mary and the Stanley Hotel. That'll be the next in our series.
So we're gonna start another live feed here in about roughly a half hour, and we're gonna play some of the thing and have commentary over it. And it should be fun. We're gonna play it on the TV we have behind here, and anything that you guys hear or see. I know some of you guys took notes of time frames that you guys heard EVPs and stuff like that. So we're gonna play it live and just have fun with it and see what we hear as a group. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. So and don't forget, you guys, at the end of June we're gonna be going out to the Market Street Cinema, and we're gonna be investigating the strip club for 2 nights. great. It's gonna be
Yeah.
great. So yeah, it should be fun. So if you guys haven't, please like the video and subscribe.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
Actually, we'll see you guys about 20 minutes.
Yeah. But for those who are leaving next Thursday, it will be Paranormal Travels, and it will be on haunted asylums, right?
Yep.
Haunted asylums.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I would investigate. Emily Foster's asking, would we ever investigate in Canada? Yes, we would investigate in Canada. So, all right, you guys. Well, we'll be back in about 15 minutes, and then we're going to go over the ghost call.
Oh, that'll be fun. I can't wait. Thanks everyone. Thanks, Tim. Thanks, everyone, for joining us tonight. Good show, Tim.
Thank you. Good show, guys. All right.
Thanks.
Yeah, sorry about the tech issues. We're kind of using some new equipment tonight, so getting used to it.
Good.
So.
Good one. Thank you,
All right,
everybody.
guys.
Good night. See you in a little bit.
All right. See you
Thanks.
guys.